Control would maybe play like a pos 3.5, and he'd like to move around the map early. He'd like to make these moves, which would then enable the greediness of Weeheart and Miracle. We haven't seen that in the last couple of series. Mind Control's played like a big factor in the team, like an Axe, for example. And then what does OG do? They adjust their playstyle. They give Mind Control a free lane for 5 minutes, and then they crush him. And then you've got the greediness of Weeheart and Miracle. Your offlane has been killed 4 or 5 times, and Nigma, they have no game. So I think right now that they just feel a little bit lost in their kind of identity on how they actually can control a game completely.
And for Alliance, though, it's the stars of a line. They're doing incredibly well throughout the groups. They've only lost out to Secret. It was a 2-0. They've had a few series which have gone the full distance, right? But they've been able to prove themselves. They currently sit in first place, and well, they're looking to solidify it with a win here. It looks like everything's in their favor.
For Alliance, I guess we were all kind of surprised by it, but we didn't really talk a lot about S4 at the beginning and how much he actually brings to this team. Man, this morning I was listening to the Russian interview with FNG.
Okay.
And I was actually very interested in his place in this team and what he does. So I wanted to, it's not long, it's like 5 minutes. And what he says is like, you know, I'm not doing anything at all in this team. Those were his literal words. Like, I'm just not doing anything. I just focus on creeps. Here and there, if I play Bane, I focus on having a couple of good ultis. All the work, all the preparation is pretty much done by Gustav, by S4. And he's the one that just leads the team. And, like, a lot of praise has been given to S4, and in FNG's words, he's a tier 1 captain that pretty much any tier 1 team right now would like to have on their roster.
High praise.
I mean, I've heard this before as well. I never had an opportunity to play with S4, besides pubs, obviously.
Yeah.
I've heard this by multiple players that did, though, that he's one of those players that just can control the game completely from any position. So it's definitely working for them right now.
Yeah, I think the best thing as well is when you say that, it's you have S4 who's at such a high level for his captaining, and then you have FNG who's kind of on the back burner, but you know that as a stand-in, as that position 5, you know he's going to be able to perform. He understands the game. So if in a rare case there was a wrong call being made, you'd expect there to be like that kind of fallback plan that maybe FNG can step up as well.
And he's not 0-15. Usually when you see FNG in Gambit or some other CIS team, he's 0-15, 10 minutes. Okay, not 10, but 25 minutes.
That'll be really bad.
And he has like 3K net worth running around with boots. In this team, so far, every time you see him, even on that Bane game, he has a couple of items. He's good. Why is that? Because he's completely able to focus on his game, and not a lot of position 5s can actually do that, and that makes a difference for them as well.
So it sounds like Alliance have created an incredibly good system there to work around this, right? And if you're Nigma right now, you're probably sat there thinking, if we haven't changed too much, we're shaking in our boots.
Yeah, I think the concern for Nigma, though, is like their previous drafts are very, very clunky, they were cooldown based. They didn't really have they had an understanding of they maybe collapse at like a 20-minute mark and snowball, but it was very much still tied to big cooldowns or having to have good laning phase. You look at how Alliance is winning their games, what core heroes they have: Nature's Prophet, DP, Chen, Enchantress some games. Like, there's always a push potential. DK as well. Like,
DK, that Prophet mid lane is like 100 for Alliance.
Exactly.
It's what they're doing constantly, and I wouldn't be surprised to see that DP in the first opening stage, because you can flex it. It's something that he said as well. They asked him, can you play DP5? He's like, sure. If you pick it in the first stage and it turns out to be a bad DP game, I'll play it. Why not? And it fits them, because the way Limp has performed so far on those DKs, DPs, it's outstanding. He really understands the heroes being played.
Chen?
But here you go. This is an FNG Chen, and
I think right now, though, if we reset the physical performances and just look at, okay, draft what you're going to bring to the table, I think Alliance, it's that push potential, that ability to control the map is going to be a big factor against Nigma. I think if Nigma, they can adjust and then bring a new style that they haven't been able to show so far, they'll be able to match up against it. But if they don't change and they stick to their guns, I think from draft alone and the understanding, I think they're going to be at a potential disadvantage. They have to lean on the fact that their players are mechanically very good.
Look at this opening.
That's what you said.
Did we mention this DP maybe? Did we mention this pushing power coming from them? Now that they have picked that Prophet like this with the Chen, most likely it's still a flex, but it's flex for S4 and Limp, right? It doesn't really fit that position 5 any longer, but it's still pretty cool. Nigma, they open up with something of their own. This is completely in their comfort zone. This is their style. This is GH Elder Titan. He loves that as well. They played it on mid a couple of times as well, but that's mostly because of meepos in the game or something that gets crushed. So disregard that. This will be your position for Elder Titan. Helps you versus pushes, versus Chen. You always get more damage from the creeps. You can just dominate the lane with the Elder Titan, and you can set up these fights versus that Prophet, which can be very important.
These are potentially two, like, you think about it, the lane winners, right? ET, he secures the offlane. Furion, if it's a 5, can secure that lane. I prefer to see a core, especially on mind control. I think he's played in previous time very sacrificial, and it's very hard to give him a good game because of the greediness of their 1 and 2. So I'd love to see him on a hero that can actually dominate a lane, have presence, and then turn that into his own kind of own timings, right? He can play his own game, right? Because right now,
I would love to see it.
Yeah, he's always playing in the, unfortunately, in the shadow of the greediness of his core. So I really want to see this as a mind control Furion.
And we haven't seen it in such a long time, man. I'm hyped. This was one of his staple heroes, you know. If you think about mind control, you can't think about this Furion as well. That their winning TI run was mostly with the Furion as well.
Yeah, he's only played it 2 times in the last month.
Yeah,
lost both of them.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Not good statistics to pull out there.
Now that they have picked this Wyvern, it's a pretty good hero overall right now. It's not picked as much as I think it could be. That ulti pretty much breaks up any sort of fight, gives you a chance to reinitiate. But a long time ago, it was picked versus Furion almost every single game. If you know that Furion is offlane, you didn't have too many options on those 5s. One of those options was usually Wyvern. Why? Because you have that Splinter Blast that deals with his 3 ends, slows them down, hits him as well. It's just obnoxious to play against the Wyvern. He can also fly over your trees and find you. So overall, the game isn't as easy to play. And one big thing from this hero is his capabilities to stop split pushes. And he does it because of the Arctic Burn. You fly over the trees and you can stop pretty much any single split push just by setting up. You use your ulti and then your teammates follow up.
Yeah. Also as well, you have the fact that in terms of its like presence in the game, physical damage is basically the big factor for Nigma. ET, Venge, Furion, they all rely on it. Of course, Furion can obviously have his ultimate, but sure, it's just pretty much a free Wyvern game for the concepts that Nigma are providing right now.
And now you have the Crimson Guard natural carrier in that Centaur. He doesn't have to bite immediately. A small Vanguard early on is good, but Crimson Guard can come in handy to Alliance. So. And they have a very strong lane. Even if the Wyvern is with Centaur on the offlane, it's a very difficult lane to deal with. However, maybe it will be played on that safe lane versus the Furion.
The saving grace though for Nigma right now is there's not really a nice amount of lockdown, right? You have DP Silence, again, Silence on a stun, Centaur Stomp, you have Curse, and then you rely on maybe Chen Creep. So right now you have mobility could be a big factor that Nigma can play on and punish Alliance with.
You have a lot of sustain though, and you do have this lineup that can snowball a little bit, but you are playing into Avenge and ET, which looks for Nigma, which is a little bit different than what we have seen in the last couple of weeks, but can be pretty difficult to push into.
So we're looking here, right, of what Nigma had to offer and what they've shown so far. Not so bad then compared to previous games from what you're looking at. Is something workable for now?
I like this. It's different from coming from them at least.
Yeah,
we have seen the Vengeful played mid by mid 1, right? And we have seen some Furions on position 5s and even mid quite often. However, we haven't seen this from Nigma. Pugna we have seen though. They have had a couple of really good performances with the Pugna Ember Necro trio. That was there to go to. They would win games, which wasn't very often, sadly, for them in this tournament. It gives them extra pushing power as well.
They are doubling down though on this desire to push forward, right? Which it's nice. Now you have Pugna, which can deal with the Wyvern in that kind of concept. But the issue is still simply when you press that Stampede button, you have no good save mechanisms. You got swap. Cute. You got maybe a stomp from the ET. It's cute, but like if Alliance ever get on top of you, there's no real way to play out the fights outside of maybe buying 4 staff skill indicates. But it's just that group from Alliance is very scary, and Yeah,
Don't underestimate the swap though. It can be very handy, and also you do have Elder Titan. It's the best hero to counter initiate with and to stop aggression. Literally, you have this Echo Stomp that just puts you to sleep for a couple of seconds, long enough for everything to turn, and it has huge AoE. So. For Nigma, so far it looks pretty decent. I love the synergy between the Elder Titan Vengeful and the trees from Nature's Prophet. You're going to have a lot of minus armor there, and then you have this Blightstone on Furion hitting you, with the trees hitting you. It can be very difficult to deal with.
They just need a way. Like they need a. Okay, they banned TB. They need a win condition. They need a way to actually,
I'm
close
surprised Alliance is banning TB, because that's also one of those heroes that you. I guess you're playing versus ET.
TB game.
Versus ET. And versus Pugna, I guess, right?
Yeah. It's like the whole idea of collapse, right? That's what Nigma wants to do. So if you pick up a hero that wants to farm your own jungle, you're pretty much already giving up your jungle in this type of game, and you're going to play around the fact that you group up and try and take over their jungle, and it's going to be that mirrored movement the entire time to dodge the fights.
But if you're a carry, you are following those movements. You aren't just chilling in your base on your side.
It's just hard on the old boy.
Just do it your own way. You can see that they actually it's literally what they ban out. They ban out Anti-Mage. It plays in a very similar fashion to that. Is way more mobile though.
The Anti-Mage pick in this game basically forces Nigma into an insane time of you have to push. If you fail your pushes 2-3 times, you just lose the game. And that's what the fear of an Anti-Mage type game is. And they go for PL. It gives them a way to play out the later portions of the game. If it gets there, he'll happily soak up that farm behind the space of his team. And generally, it is a free PL game. Like we spoke about the lack of lockdown, the mobility factor. This PL will be able to play off of that.
If you're Nico Baby right now, you can be asking for some of your heroes, such as the Troll that's still in the pool. It is not the easiest Troll game, however. You are playing into a Pugna, so that ulti of yours can be a little bit messed with just the Decrepify. Play that would be sort of decent versus PL. You still could go for that late game potential with something like a Spectre.
Just go for a casual Ricky and just roll over him.
I mean, it wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah.
Actually, wouldn't be that bad. They did have success with Ricky before.
Yeah. Dumpsters like nullify this game is insane.
DK is banned out, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like Ricky. High armor in lane, don't really care about the Blightstone too much.
Good call. Yeah, it's good versus Pugna as well. You have multiple ways of jumping on targets. You have a lot of reach. High armor that you said is really good versus the Furion.
Yeah. It's a solid hero, mate.
So what are we reckoning then, guys? Who's drafted their way to success? Could Nigma be potentially looking at getting another win on the board here?
I like the adaptations that they've made from we wanted to see change, they've made change.
So they've actually adjusted in a good way.
Exactly. But this Alliance draft is too Alliance, it's too comfort, too nice, and I think they're just going to be able to take it away. They're just, not an Alliance fanboy, but this draft is like, mwah.
It's about time for Nigma to take one. Well, let's go.
Wait a second. Not even any reasoning. It's about time.
It's about time. You can defeat Nigma 10 times, but 11th time they will take the game. So let's go with that justification.
For a more serious point though, it's just I fear Nigma defending a tower. They never really have someone to stand at the tower and go, "Don't hit me." And for Alliance, they thrive off being able to play off this aggression.
That's true, but you do have Elder Titan. You do have Furion split pushing with Pugna. The amount of things that they have to invest into pushes are way lower than on the side of Alliance, in which you have that Prophet and her ulti. Yeah, you have Centaur and Chen. That's true, but Elder Titan is very capable of stalling those pushes.
My thought for that is for Alliance, though, they play off of the Wyvern plays in the lane they push. The Chen stays bottom. If it's a real fight, you TP the Wyvern down. Centaur DP just plays 2 at the objective, and Rookie cuts behind. So I think Alliance have the mechanism to deal with the cutesy plays that Nigma can play to prolong the game, but it's just too simple just to barrel through. But no, I agree with you. Right.
I agree with his points as well. We all agree. We're one happy family.
Humble panel.
Oh, look at you guys. Aren't you cute? Thank you for your thoughts. You're all done with it, but T-Gub's going for Alliance.
Correct.
And you're going for Nigma Lizard. To somehow get a win out of this more than anything.
I don't think that their draft is way weaker than Alliance's. Alliance obviously have proven to us that they can win versus any single team in this tournament, and they have had really great performances so far, but I believe in the PL win condition.
Okay, let's see if that PL is going to be the win condition. Let's get into the game. And I can already guess where one of our commentators is going to hedge his bets on this. So, Toby and Loda, take it away.
You're right. I'm so totally biased. I can't believe it. I crack open the can of Monster before I start a game, and I just go, yeah, Nigma. The whole. Oh wait, hang on. Alliance. Oh, wait, I get confused. Loda, help me out.
Into the game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously a little bit biased, but I'm gonna do my best to, respect both sides.
As long as you remain professional and call out when Dota is broken, then you remain true to yourself, Loda, and that's what really counts.
Yeah.
But what do you think of the draft? Like the panel talking about the PL win condition for Nigma versus what Alliance have to work with. How do you feel like both teams work on that timing to the win condition?
Well, I think that I'm gonna give one of these boring answers that people usually do. I think that a lot of this is gonna come down to the laning phase. I kind of like what Nigma is doing in this game, honestly, with the way they draft, and they want to kind of set the pace here. At the same time, I do think that we have quite a standard good draft that we know how to execute really well. I also like the way we have scouted early on and to see the lanes and whatnot. So I'm honestly quite confident, but my biggest worry will be his hero, the Titan. I have a little bit of PTSD from playing against him in the past professionally, but I also think GH is a monster with his hero. So he doesn't have a great game. I think it's going to be fine.
And GH is definitely a beast. We actually get to see the lane settled down, so Nigma are pushing their one position Miracle into the off lane. He'll get to play down there with a Vengeful Spirit against S4 safe lane with Hunt against Wyvern. Of course, that puts we in mid with Pugna versus Death Prophet, and up on the top lane, FNG already getting stapled down. His headdress will definitely come in handy against this Elder Titan just to shake it off and get back in again. They missed a level 25 Nature's Prophet mind control. It's always a pleasure to watch him play this hero.
Yeah, and as you can notice here, I think we tried to dodge this Nature's Prophet. We didn't want to play in Ricky Chan into Nature's Prophet. And then same thing from Nigma's side. I don't think they want to play Prophet into Wyvern. So both teams kind of tried to get the upper hand on there, but I do think that Nigma got the lanes they wanted. So it's kind of interesting to see how it plays out.
I give props to FNG actually standing against GH. He put plus 62 damage. GH just walks out and was like, nope, my treant that I stole from mind control will do my work for me. And then he even denies that as well.
Yeah, it's about sending a message,
Yeah.
Can't pull me out of this lane. I'll fight you even if it's stupid. Nah, it wasn't stupid.
Limp by and a lot of extra consumables here in mid. Same should probably be happening for Weehar as well. He's trying to stay in range to blast down the wave of the tower. Limp's already got more coming out in the courier.
Yeah, but it does look like Weehar will probably get his bottle straight away if he doesn't miss a few CS in the next wave. If Limp could keep him getting that ball from this wave, I think he would have a upper hand for sure.
All about that timing for mid bottles, especially with the later runes spawning up. You can actually get these earlier items. Limp, yeah, you can see him. Exactly, she said, zone we are, getting back to the tier 1 tower, getting away from the bottle money.
Yeah, but it's exactly what I meant. This is actually so well played by Limp. And I mean, it's obviously, I would say, because he plays mid so much himself, so he knows this timing just as well as we are.
Well, he's got the bottle and it's coming out for we, but Limp, fully salved up. We has to play the range game and almost missed an entire wave.
Yeah, and it's a whole minute until the next rune as well. I think this might have been a bit greedy, honestly, from we are. But we'll see.
Hey, we like to make some lanes work. So bottle's already arrived. So we can bottle up and just make sure it controls the next room. Maybe time for the supports to start rotating around the lanes too.
Yeah, and as you can see, he drops all his, both his circles and his mantle in backpack while he bottles up to get that extra value.
God, GH hits so hard once Mind Control connects on the target with the Blightstone. GH just throws out the punch. As long as he's still got mana, but he's running low at the moment, so can't actually put a spirit down.
Yeah. I wonder how many of these CS are treants from Nico's side. I wasn't able to see it, but he's getting to farm quite freely here.
You know how he's getting zoned out at the moment? Like, it's still not showing in the net worth. This is the... Like, we's really hoping for the 4-minute rune to be up on top now, and he's going to be lucky. It's going to be an illusion rune. That's going to go his way, but the net worth right now is actually 300 in favor of Weeha against Lim. So even with any, like, the CS difference being about 6, there's still more money coming into this Pugna.
Okay, how is that even possible?
It's consumable. Limp extra 2 salves, I think.
Yeah,
just to stand in the lane to be aggressive.
I was super confused for a while.
Yeah, it comes a lot closer actually now that the mangoes flew in and Weeha, he consumed them. So the net worth is now neck and neck between the two of them. Limp really wants to try and fight Pugna. And Illusion Rune's not a disjoint, and if you got a swarm, you do, but the fairy fire!
Yeah.
Just enough life for Wee to survive. He's not level 6 yet, so he can't just turn around and get the suck off. As for standing right on top of the runes. Bandless able to pick that one up as Kuro got a good stun off. It's a good double hoof stomp from S4 too. As Miracle and Kuro really not wanting to have that fight anymore. They still want to get the other rune. Maybe if there's another stun of marble in 2 seconds time, okay, not even required. The charges are available. And that should be a very dead Hanskin. As Miracle just phantom rushes forward and finishes the job. And that extra bottle charge went over to Weeha, who's now rotating down to the bottom lane, just to add insult to injury. S4 needs to get the hell out of here. No consumables available for him. And the Korean turn around too. Yeah, it does that exactly as the Observer was planted by Nigma.
Yeah, I think it is good rotation from Wii. We're gonna see what... I mean, it is the catapult wave.
Mm-hmm. But the Observer and Sentry of Alliance even better.
Yeah.
He's the movement. That's why Alliance are hiding back behind the tower.
No, for sure. Oh, Limp gets the room. Yeah, this is extremely important.
S4's patience, actually, it was holding back as far as it could, but Kuro eventually found S4's courier. So there goes his salve. Exorcism's being burnt in mid. GH is moving over and Limp. He's going to try and haste rune battle this against Weeha. But with the arrival of Elder Titan, maybe he thinks twice about it. Looking very low on life, but now even Prophet, he arrives. The Sprout is up, but Limp gets just out of range before the net blast is able to connect. But a heavy commitment coming in from Nigma to defend this tier 1 tower, while Ricky gets a top lane all to himself.
Yeah, no, I think that was, I got a little bit worried, but Limp being able to get out there, extremely important. I think they're now wasting a little bit too much time. Top lane is a lane I think they could have had more control of.
They're still going to be getting a lot out of it, right? Like, you still be happy if your Nico baby. Diffuser blade timing shouldn't be slowed down too much. He is behind the PL in net worth by about 600, so maybe that's not as great. The Miracle did get the first blood on bottom lane.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. He probably had to invest quite a lot of money into region on top as well.
FNG can't escape from this one. The drain from Pugna, the tree into blocking in Chen, so FNG cannot move away from Weeha. Not a lot of Ricky can do about that.
Dire's middle tower's in trouble.
I don't want to watch his friend die, sadly.
And you're going to bring in 2 big tower pushes. Pugna with a level 3 blast and an H's Prophet. T1 towers are really stand a chance against this.
They have the Wildkin.
They do. And Ricky jumping forward. The Sprout's already up. He'll jump out with the tricks of the trade over towards Weeha. S4 runs forward, able to get the hoof stomp out as well. But is buying some time for now the drain to arrive. So Nika Baby has to back off, and Nature's Prophet trying to help out by bringing S4 low. And with the follow-up Sprouts, not enough control. Weeha still ends up falling, and Nika Baby and S4 keep the pressure up. Plus 91 damage from the Centaur, trying to play just like Elder Titan. With all that bonus retaliate damage, they find themselves 2 kills and Alliance on the board.
Yeah, a huge deep from S4 right there. I think they've been talking about not letting these tier 1s go
Still there.
against Prophet Pugna.
Not for long.
So that's completely shutting down Nigma's game. Same time, I mean, America is free farming bottom lane. Just not sure if it is.
Oh, he's gonna have help. Mike control arrives. He's got Sprout available just to get the extra vision so the Lancers can fly forward. Hanskin now can run out of his Arctic Burn. With that count, you can look towards the tower. You can also look towards S4. The missile will connect. The outpost was still to capture Kuro, waited as long as he possibly could, and the Sprout actually locks Miracle in with S4 inside the trees. And they use the Wrath of Nature to finish the job, so S4 will fall.
Dire's top tower might be going
And your
down.
counter push on top is pretty mediocre with Nico Baby trying to force it with just the Ricky.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, this is the problem, right? I mean, our power push is mediocre if we don't invest.
This is a nicer approach. Get the silence over on Pugna. He wants to cripify himself, but Limp perfectly holds the Crip Swarm for that exact moment.
Tower's under attack.
But now the Chen is helping with the creeps on top, and we're probably gonna get more power.
MC?
We are trading to tier 1s.
MC just ran over. The Stampede's up. He looked for your target towards the mid lane. Kuro, a couple of one charges, brings him up a little bit higher, but the Splinter Blast gets the kill. GH actually denies the mid tower as well. Exactly what Alliance were hoping for.
Yeah, no, I saw that. That was for sure a little bit unfortunate, but I think we're happy with that trade. I was happy to see him rotate as well.
Actually, dropped curse on GH. You do actually have Smokescreen available. Mind Control's moving it too, looking for a close sprout. Weehaw will also arrive. They spread up Nico Baby, but he's able to blink it away over toward Hanskin. That means now Hanskin is opened up. Smokescreen gets planted down, trying to buy a little bit of extra cover for the Winter Wyvern to get back, while Chen was pulled. Chen pulled out the Ricky from that scenario. That's the safe side of the river.
Yeah, Hanskin was being a good friend there, being enraged for the blink strike and paying with his life, but I think he's happy doing that. But Nigma has a lot of stacks here.
Yeah, they do. You see Kuro playing on the center, making sure there's no opposite looking for it. And I don't 100% know if Nico Baby saw that when he walked around the corner.
No, I don't think so, actually.
He would have seen the bigger stack, but he wouldn't have seen
you meant the stack,
Miracle,
yeah.
Miracle farming it.
Yeah, no, exactly. I thought you meant the center. Ooh, what's his?
Mind Control?
Mind Control.
Nico Baby still has no diffuser played, so it's not the easiest kill in the world.
Yeah, no, I'm happy he doesn't commit for that, honestly.
Meanwhile, Miracle has just flash farmed so much. He's taken 2 triple stacks. He's going to get himself a double stack now. This diffuser blade timing it's just rapidly accelerated.
Yeah, for sure. I think the Miracle is probably, I mean, obviously the strongest hero they have right now, but as you say, that diffusal timing is going to be extremely important. I mean, GH hasn't had an amazing game net worth-wise, but he has decent levels. But at the same time, I'm happy where we're at this point of the game, I would say.
Yeah, top 4 net worths. The Lions do own 3 of them. They're just missing that number 1 position so far. FNG is going to steal the outpost as well, because why not? You're under the cover mode, but hey, maybe this is why not.
Yeah.
That's a lot of heroes that moved over very, very quickly. You see the magical burst damage you get on a decrepified target, as long as the Wrath of Nature hits at the right time.
Yeah, no, it's such a quick kill. I do think, I mean, I have no idea if he planned for this. I think that looked a little bit, risky to me. But at the same time, he scouted out the smoke. And there's a lot of heroes that rotate there, and we just lose a Chen. So in a sense, I don't even think we're that sad about it. Smokes are just such an important resource in Dota 2. By watching a lot of programs recently, something I mean, I've known it before, but it's just so clear.
With a high combat meta, which we feel like we're in, tribute, thanks OG. Everyone else is adopting it as well. Anything which gives you the advantage, you can take it. GH is having a good time on bottom lane. They're actually getting some space as this ET building into the Spirit Vessel. Might be very problematic later on. Stampede is out there looking for Weehaw, well behind the tier 1 tower. And Limp got these easy control to kill off Weeha. That's interesting. TP from My Control, however, he tried to jump in before the Death Prophet could deny up the mid tower, but he's a little too late. Now the Chen army is on the chase. Already used one of its nets. There goes the second one. Miracle's moving over. Kuro is here too, and they realize they're going to back out of this. There is no fight to be had.
Yeah, we're gonna see. Yeah, they have the diffuse. Okay, that's why they smoked again.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that was so unfortunate.
At the target.
Nigma.
Observe Ward sees enough. Winter Wyvern. You do a lot of damage quickly, and the magic missiles done from Kuro ensures you do not get that Winter's Curse out. And now the mana burning off S4. They keep their distance. He has got really a terrible mana pool as this center, especially when he's gone dry. But the silence on Miracle. The controllers go combining with a smash grenade. He can doppelganger and just out of range. And the Storm from GH will help crit just enough space for Miracle on 40 HP to get back. They just proper sticking with him as well, ready to sprout and control anyone who wants to jump forward, and Nika Baby is exactly that. Does it up. Magic Missile flies forward. He didn't get to the tricks in time, but now everyone from Alliance is rotated down to the bottom lane, ready to try and take their own fight. Stomp is out. Miracle's trying to create a couple of extra copies. S4 swap back underneath the tier 1 tower, where all that regeneration's done by Miracle. Jumped on top of Nico Baby, finds him behind the tower and the trees, and moves over to the next target. GH and Kuro try to battle up, but Kuro's already gone down. GH is isolated, and actually they curse him against the wall. All right, you'll take it. He'll end up going down as well as the tier 1 tower, and Nigma is time to retreat. Alliance have finally decided to fight, and they may take the triple ancient stack too. If they can catch out Pugna, which they do. Diffusal Blade Ricky here at the perfect time, and Weeha just can't get the distance. Limp will get himself a double kill, and that is the best fight that Alliance could have asked for at 15 minutes.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, we couldn't have happened for a better chain of events. I think there's something that is so important to point out here, and I don't really mean to flame or anything like that, but you know, this move that Nigma makes right before they smoke with PL's diffu timing, I could almost call it game losing, because this is a timing when they would potentially want to win, you know, I don't know what, 3, 4, 5 or something.
We're
like
going
that.
again. Let's see how Nico Baby goes. The Chen arm is keeping a lot of Nigma back. They've already lost Kuro. As S4 runs through the middle of the engagement. It's a great route. My Control caught out inside of his own sprout. And now Pugna becomes the next target. From one to the next. Alliance is allowed to throw punches as Nigma come at them. Almost in a conga line.
Yeah, no, it's looking really great for Alliance, and I would be surprised if this isn't in the bag at this point. To continue what I was saying before, I think that this was Nigma's timing to fight with PL at that point. They could get that lead that they really needed, and to more than anything stop our timings. But when we dies right before the smoke, that's one thing. Potentially you can wait for that, for him to respawn or whatever, maybe the smoke will last for long enough. But then when Mind Control TPs in and dies as well, the whole timing is screwed. And you see that they go for this deep kill in our jungle. They catch a Winter Wyvern, but then they end up paying for it in a sense by taking a fight they don't really want to take. And yeah, by that they lose control of the game. So I think that if they are just more patient, or you know, a little bit more on point, this game will be completely different.
Well, there is one thing that will give them extra breathing room, and maybe then they can be patient with the lanes, and that's S4 a little bit too far up in the mid lane by himself, and surrounded by 5 heroes of Nigma. They brought everybody they possibly could to that fight. How does the timing still work for Alliance? Like this early game, okay, it looks really good when they get back-to-back fights like this. Not great for Nigma, but the PL win condition was something Lizard was highlighting. Do Alliance have enough to deal with that?
Yeah, I think that yes. Yeah, I would say we do, honestly. Nico Baby is going for Battle Fury, which I don't even think is one of the main reasons you can deal with PL. But I do think with Winter Wyvern, with Death Prophet Silence, I think that especially, you know, PL hates going BKB. If you see him, you force him to use his Mantis style in some way. You follow up with Silence, Siphon. I do think that honestly we have the tools for it, as long as we itemize correctly. I think that, if this game goes on very far, maybe DP might have to go a BKB.
Kuro's going to break the smoke. GH's Spirit with trying to look for a second to walk over almost the entire army and then go into a stomp. Maybe Kuro gets enough space to get out of here. He's clumsy net held in position and cannot move away in time.
Oh, it needs a hand.
I love this item, by the way, Clumsiness. I think it's a little bit broken, but I like it. It's the kind of thing you like.
Ladies, bottom tower.
Space is being created while this is going on. Like, that bottom tier 2 tower is copying level 4 blast, got night mind control hitting into it. Also, to note, the mind control is actually going for this Orchid style build over on Nature's Prophet. Oh, the tower stampedes up. They're looking for Weeha. They know he's in the trees. He just wants to blast. One more attack. He's on 22 HP. Can he actually reach it? He's inside the smoke screen. He's trying to get the attack down, but that's going to miss. Oh, that's painful to Wyvern. Lets the curse out in the top lane. Mind control keeps his distance, but at the same time, Miracle. Luckily, the curse will wear off in time, and Kuro is able to survive. But the bottom tower, it is denied up by S4. Important battles to have, and also important outposts to go back and take. Just going to flag that one as well, as we are now 20 seconds away from the 20-minute mark. And both outposts are under the control of Nigma.
Yeah, I was going to point out that.
S4 walked past it.
Yeah. No, it's a lot of things going on in Dota nowadays, You have to, especially when you're a captain. But
I gotta keep control of my couriers.
Yeah, no.
You've done the captain of the core role. Like,
yeah.
Is it that dividing with your mind?
Yes. It's you need to have a team that helps you find a balance, I think, where you can call for certain points of the game, but especially when you have bad games, it's really hard to call the timings correctly because you're behind on what you're supposed to have, and then you might call things that is the right for your team but not right for you, and yeah, all these things. But if you can balance it, I think it works for sure. But you need some maybe a support that knows how you're thinking and will kind of take over when it's needed.
I definitely know that's a fake GH. He's using Philosopher's Stone to get himself to the end of his Spirit Vessel.
Yeah.
And Mind Control's just doing Nature's Prophet things. Alliance of all teams should know very, very well just how hard this split push is going to be, especially once you've lost your tier 1 and your tier 2 tower on bot lane. It's so far away from the Roche pit. I don't know how Alliance really want to go in there.
Yeah, no, I think it's kind of screwed with our timings a little bit. I mean, especially giving up double outposts. Where I wasn't 100% sure if we secured the top one in time.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Not with our Spurs.
Yeah.
It was too late. Everything was already given. So Roshan's going to start. Alliance go in. If Limp can get a bash, maybe he'll let off his exorcism.
No, but exactly. I think that the push was the main reason why we probably missed all of these things. We wanted to stay in control there.
Ashburn, Greaved, and Crimson Guard already. The ET Spirit's coming in. This is why this hero is a pain in the ass around Roshan. Send him in. He can stomp and delay. But Lions back up. In fact, they smoked looking for their own fight. Meanwhile, Mind Control keeps the pressure on bottom lane. No one's replying to this, so he knows he's okay. He can TP back in 6 seconds' time. Break through Roshan again, but here comes the ET Spirit. Connecting all the heroes, stand in the middle of the pit if you want to keep going. Make sure he gets the sleep out on Nico Baby and just continuously delay. Wyvern's been forced to come back. He can he can be dragged back up again. Actually, no, he can't. Chen doesn't have it.
Yeah, this
Have to TP to the tower. All right, now Limp lets the exorcism go.
But is it in time though?
Stomped in from Roshan. It's good dodge from Nico. If the Roshan will go the way of Nico, baby. Oh, 1/5 of the damage, 1/5 of the life on the tier 3 tower bottom.
Yeah, no, I honestly think we played this out quite well. They saved the DP exorcism for as long as they could. You obviously don't want to put too early, so you end up being in a weird situation in Roche. If you don't kill it fast enough, you're gonna have to take a fight without all your tools and all these things. But
it feels like it's allowing Nigma to do exactly what you said they needed to do. It's like just slow down the pace and be patient. Mind Control will farm on bottom. He's now 3rd highest net worth on the field. Phantom Lances at number 2. Ricky, after this Diffuser Blade Battle Fury pickup, has kind of just been farming objectives.
Yeah.
While DP and Centaur are falling behind. As a coach speaking Blink and Crimson, you got a lot of good items to work with. Bottom lane, this will be a huge catch out of Miracle. He's got Manta Style available, he's got burn off all the manner of S4. They're actually focusing on Nature's Prophet Hanska, putting that fresh Orchid of his to work. FNG's here too, at VS, time for a swap. Got to get Miracle out of there, but the silence, perfect from Limp, meant there was no extra support to arrive from both Pugna or the Vengeful Spirit, and Pugna now becomes the next target. Limp just heals up him up. S4, okay, you have to commit the, Stomp available, commit the curse to make sure we cannot TP your way to safety. And there's 2 huge core kills to go the way of Alliance, and they want more. 2 blink strikes forward, Kura defusal up, can't get away to the safety of the tier 2 tower.
Done that one for free.
And they even take care of the spirit.
Yeah, no, it's a great chain of events. I mean, they've been able to kill Hansken a little bit like that a few times this game. Maybe they thought that
Oh, wow.
we're going to be able to do the same thing again.
That's nice under a tier 3 tower. GH.
Yeah.
Elder Titan doesn't have that high movement speed.
I didn't see him.
Straight under the tier 3, just ran up, had the Observer Ward, so we knew no one else was nearby, and just went for it.
Radiant's courier has been
My control using his own Observer Ward to find Nico Baby's courier.
Ooh. Yeah, Nico is not gonna like that.
That's gonna make it a little harder to finish up. Well, he'll like this. Goes right on top of Bro, does he? Get up. Another 3-man silence. Limp always in the able to use it as Blink Strike away to safety.
Yeah, and especially, I didn't mention that earlier, but I mean, Smoke's plus Death Roll with Silence. It is extremely annoying to play against in these fights.
It's kind of funny watching this Mango Tree being used as a Tinker Ward. I don't know if you've seen this. I believe it belongs to Nigma because the other Mango Tree is near one of the boundaries in the Radiant jungle. So that would be Nigma's Tinker, permanent ward.
It's actually not that bad. No, I'll steal it for my pubs. It's a little bit hard to get some of the mangoes, but...
Does it really matter at the end of the day?
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, at least it's good they fixed these things that they added to the mango tree when you can put a mango tree to 0 shine, which you could have never done. Never steam into the pit for
I still want Roshan's wall to be fixed so Mars can work with him.
Yeah.
That could have been a little nasty. Kuro was looking for the swap. They get the sleep out again. You can just swap him straight back in. No, they just decrepify and blast him down. At least you triggered the Stampede at the very end, but doesn't achieve much more than that.
Yeah, I was hoping for a miracle.
Oh, that's good from Mind Control. Good sense to actually see where FNG's army is. Catches out both the Satyr and the Troll on the bottom.
Yup.
Been doing a lot of split push pressure.
He's for sure keeping a lot of pressure up. I think that's good. It's always nice to see that it's legit to play Rat Dota again. I mean, Mind Control, honestly, everyone knows is a great prophet. But it was always from day one when Bulldog was nerding it, mind control, kind of nerded it as well. And at this point,
Gank is done. They found it's a huge piece of Alliance's team fight. The Hand of God, as well as the Greaves, now being removed, at least for 40 seconds. And a team that has, they're the ones who have the Aegis Immortal on Nico Baby. Feels like they're always the ones losing out in the fight. And now Nico Baby coming underneath the Sentry Ward, jumps forward, going up to GH. Turning attention over towards Pugna. GH needs something to help him out, and they've actually caught Nico Baby for a moment, but the silence goes 2 ways. Magic Missile is there, and S4, the stun comes. Able to catch out 2 heroes. Now with a second life, Nico Baby will put it to use. The Curse, Miracle in the bottom river. He really should be the priority target. They have the silence, he breaks free with the Manta. Now Doppelganger up as well. Which one's the real Miracle? He runs to the right, but he can't get away fast enough. Kura Miracle will drop, and the Aegis break does reap rewards for Alliance.
Yeah, extremely manly play by Nico there, going up, making use of the Aegis, knowing his team was following up. I was a little bit worried at first, seeing how split up we were, but then I noticed Limp had his BKB ready, and we could execute that fight pretty much however we wanted.
And they really, Nigma, clean up the creep wave so quickly. S4, that's a good aggressive one for Spirit Vessels as quick as they can over onto S4. And the Stampede running around on top of Weehar. He doesn't have enough life to survive. There's a quick buyback coming in as Control now wants to go ham. S4 goes down to Kuro, but it's limp. Spirit's upping up everything he's got. He's run out of his exorcism, doesn't have the extra life to survive and decrypify. Makes it impossible to walk away in time. So the tier 3 tower remains alive.
Yeah, that was a little bit overconfident for sure from S4, I think. I didn't even see where was Nico.
Farming? I think.
Yeah, but it looked like half of the team kind of knew they were getting out. Some miscommunication probably going on there.
When you turn around and say, "Yo, guys, like, where were you?
Yeah.
I believed in you. You did not believe in me."
Yeah, of course, it's one of those situations.
This is going to be another one of those 10-minute timers where, again, Alliance don't control either of the outposts. We see what happens in the next 30 seconds. But with the push happening on the bottom, Mind Control's always keeping Alliance away from that bottom outpost.
Yeah, a little bit sloppy or overconfident from our side. Maybe they secure the top one now to make it okay.
You got Ricky and Wyvern on the way.
Nico going. Okay,
GH is right next to it. All he's got to do is put down the Spirit and get a stomp off. The interruption's going to be enough, and yep, now they're out of time. Even if you bring the extra heroes over, you can't reset that. Okay, S4 wants to. 1 second.
Oh, we did it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he did it, but it came a second too late.
What? No, did it? Oh god.
Sorry. Outburst controlled by the dive, 550 experience each. I don't see anything for the Radiant.
It's actually quite rough.
And now the new items start to arrive. That's a nice item. You got both the Mind Breaker over on the Phantom Lancer and a Titan Slither as also.
Yeah, you could also see the Paladin Sword for Death Prophet.
Yep.
I think that's quite a nice one.
It's actually okay.
He's getting Titan Sliver. Yeah, I can see it. Okay, but he is switching to the BKB. I do think this is honestly the right play. Right
bottom lane. Kuro's looking for the swap. The stun, anything. Star with a wave of terror into the Spirit. Prophet TPing over. Weehar in the trees. S4 just wants to run away from this one. Limp's now going to come in. He's going to burn pretty heavily underneath that nether wall, which is perfectly trapped inside the trees. As Mind Control's BKB looks to kill Hanskin. Hanskin at least gets the curse off. So Kuro dropping down quickly, but he's not dead yet. Weehar gave him the extra life now at the end and turns his new target. But Limp just forever with these answers makes life so damn difficult. At least S4 is still being chased and not dying quickly. So get the stun off, working to kill off Weehar. But the rest of the team now has to fight Miracle. He's the win condition for Nigma, and he's looking for his own fight. S4 being pinged in the tree lines. FNG waiting inside the Sprout. GH just controls him with the Spirit Vessel. Now finishes the job with Kuro. Actually getting the last hit. Even in death, he can find that one. But S4, this is ballsy. He's not even using his blink. He's waiting with Nico, baby, for a potential chance at the bottom. GH will now walk in and S4 quick blink out. Mind Control can sprout, but it all comes too late. You can hit with the Orca, but you won't get anything else off.
Tower looks to be disintegrating.
Yeah, no, that was exactly the fight Nigma needed, honestly.
Use Doppelganger as well as Manta. Oh, this feels like a good chance now to go onto Nico, baby. Diffuser laid out, smoke screen as well. GH quickly into the stomp. Able to get the sleep over, so that net can't hold Yellen in position long enough. In fact, he's got his own Doppelganger. S4, great hoof stomp 4, but Kuro, he's back in again in the fight. Miracle just has to Doppelganger himself away to safety, but Nico, baby, sticks with him, and they're able to get him inside the tricks of the trade. While Mind Control rooted in the back lines, the Wrath Ninja bounces through. Hanskin so low, GH has to keep his distance for the moment. He doesn't have the Earth Splitter available. Hanskin's still going to end up dropping. We'll see just how much damage more Mind Control has. Kuro low on life. Nico, baby, just Phantom strikes himself up again. Or Bleep strikes himself up again, looking for the kill, but he has to now outrun GH plus 220 damage. He'll get the stomp, but he needs the damage to get the output with the hoof stomp from S4. Weehar's giving the life back over to GH so he can punch, or at least try once again. Has to move outside the tricks of the trade. S4 sticking around. GH, if he hits that, he's dead, and he knows it, so just TP away to safety. Weehar will not be so lucky. Controlled in the Yules and killed upon impact.
Yeah, but this fight.
It's top tower ain't looking
Nico
too steady.
not being scared at the slightest.
Why would he? He's 12-0-8 on a Ricky. Maybe once he's got the BKB, he'll feel a little stronger.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's... Yeah, well, it's kind of... Didn't Nico know? Yeah, he had a really good run there, so I see him swapping the BKB to Abyssal instead. Feeling that he has the room to probably play this game out and get a later BKB, not having to rely on 5 seconds.
They're going for Roshan. Scouted out already by Nigma, both the trades as well as the Spirit from GH. But hey, what do you do if you mind control? TP to bottom lane, push out every single side lane you possibly can. And Nika Baby says, fine, I'll go and kill your Elder Titan. Does that work for you, Kuro? He's holding the swap just in case. Yep, there it goes. Tricks of the trade, and well, that's just the sacrifice of the captain. As long as he can keep his illusion alive, maybe he's still a good part of this.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, it doesn't really give us a free Roshan.
What a rune for Limp. That's a free Roshan. Arcane rune for a Death Prophet. You couldn't have asked for anything better.
That's the free Rosh. But is he gonna use it? The question. No, they're gonna take the face push.
Looks like it's not required. Nigma's too far away. GH, the ET Spirit just can't get anywhere in time. So Alliance, Chief this time around. What becomes the primary objective? You're being split push out. Can Alliance just barrel down mid and push?
I think so. I mean, I guess the play would be to make sure you're pushing out mid and bottom lane, since you at least have one tower on top, tier 2. But I mean, as long as we have mid and bottom pushed out, I think we can pretty much go for the base push. I mean, especially with this Arcane rune, if we can get to their base or take a fight with it, it looks quite hard for Nigma, honestly. At the same time, I mean, they have an incredible outpush. They can just destroy our waves without a problem from far off range. So we're gonna have to wait and see if they can delay things. What's Miracle going for? Yeah, he's also going for Abyss, so...
It feels good to at least get that control against Ricky, because at the moment, Ricky, if they don't know, I don't know if they've got enough lockdown for him. You're doing that against the Titan Slither.
Yeah, no, and I agree. The thing is, right, I think his item build is correct. But it's also very hard for him to take fights without BKB. I mean, I understand he knows this himself, he's thinking about it, and he's deciding that, hey, I need damage over this BKB, because I think that these silences are really screwing with his fight when we focus him.
Yeah. Picking Alliance also need to start killing a couple more neutrals. It's been a while since the tier 3 items have opened up, and still only 3 or 4 has been filled in.
Yeah, it's also probably FNG, you know, running around and being like, yeah, but I need that creep, please. So we're not getting anything. Not sure why they're pausing. Guess Nico is...
Did we have we have a go? We have a G. Translation to go.
Okay, where were we?
We look for the next target. S4 is at least now taking a little bit more of an approach to the outpost that's more secure. While Nico Baby's on the hunt, he'll find Weehaw. Mind Control just TP'd away to safety. And even the Stampede being committed, they really want Weehaw caught out. Now the line has been drawn by S4. Bottom lane, go. Chen will use his army to try and keep back the top lane. But they've got Aegis and D's in a base to break.
Yeah, we are having a rough game for sure. I mean, at the same time, they are playing from behind, and he's trying to get his waves pushed out. Since that Mind Control can't do it all by himself.
No, do a pretty damn good job.
Yeah.
S4's moving up.
Dashed.
Well, let the BKBs go. Mind Control just TPs out of the cover of his own sprout. Nico Baby didn't actually cut the right tree. And now, well, Kuro will land a stun. And that'll be the last thing he lands for 48 seconds.
Dire's bottom tower is getting pushed around.
Yeah, he's also just leaving his illusion there. Okay, we take it over.
You can kill it.
Ah, that's too bad. I remember for a while you could take over.
Wasn't it was ENG, I think, that could,
right.
but Chen that couldn't.
Ah, okay, that's how it works.
That could do illusions. I don't know if it was the VS clone, illusion though.
No.
That would have been very OP.
That was in the beginning, right? The one with skills.
Okay.
You remember it when they had it? Yeah, it was so stupid.
I remember that. I remember Doom could consume the Wolf Lycan and take the Shadow ability. That was pretty cool.
What? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that was good fun. Venture Spirit swapping in as man, they're really quick on the silence, just exploding him down. And another swap is over with the Abyssal Blade. It's done dead. But he actually consumes the cheese. Limpel gets so much more life back, but look how quickly they just remove it once again. Under the tower, the cold embrace from Hanskin, creating so much extra space. Will go down again, but hey, we're used to this by now. Another quick blast out. Nico Baby trying to stay on top of Miracle, just mana style, and try and get out in there into the fight. Now the sleep is on Nico Baby and FNG. There's no quick follow-up. They just dust up nicely, and they're trying to kill off Chen. Remove any kind of extra heal he's got, but the curse is great onto Mind Control. But to Trepify, he stops all the damage coming into Mind Control, so they can continue the fight forward. Charging in Miracle. He's got a gem on him. He's trying to keep down to Nico Baby, who has no more mana, nowhere to go. Stomped up by GH. Is there a Abyssal Blade? Yeah, the charge off cooldown. They'll break the freeze. Another dusting, just in case a gem isn't enough. And hey, use the Mango Tree as well. It's the perfect vision. They get the silence on Winter Wyvern. There's no extra control. And the jump forward. The Mango Tree does its work. Wyvern will end up dropping. And Death Prophet, no way to regenerate. Spirit Fence all up. At least you can play from the other side of the tree line. Nico Baby's doing everything he can to help him out. Defense fuel set for running. Nico Baby still trying to outrun himself away. Finally, you're going to see the Death Prophet die. And the Aegis Immortal, it's cracked on the Ricky. Everyone's coming over. Miracle, Abyssal Blade done. He needed something, but Nico Baby, he just dodged that with a meta style and then blinks away to safety. The ET Spirit is staying with them, but now it's FNG who came up here to help, who gets blinked on by Weeha. And not enough for the drain. The Stampede triggered by S4 to give just enough distance for Alliance to retreat back out.
Ooh, yeah. That's, I don't even know if it can go any worse than that. I think S4 is a little bit too excited.
I would ask you to try Loda.
No, I think S4 is a little bit too excited jumping in there. I do think, though, either way, it's for sure a questionable play. On top of that, he does have the gem on him, so losing that to Nigma in the fight makes it extremely hard for Ricky to play out that fight.
They're going to lose with the outpost again as well. You've got Mind Control just bouncing around the map. He's not even 25 yet.
Yeah,
With the bottom outpost. Maybe they find something here in mid. Nico Baby. Kuro is right next to him. Nico Baby gets to jump forward. Weeha initiated on Kuro, trying to get in range for the fall. He's able to actually swap out Nico Baby. I don't think that's exactly the target he won't pull out of that fight. Now up the hill, looking for the defense. Curse is out, and that's just an isolated Kuro. The PL Illusions walk forward. GH with the Storm trying to get EP away to safety, and he will be able to do exactly that.
I mean, if we find a D, probably it's going to show.
You can find a D. You just lost both the bounty runes from up on top, and Nigma's going to look with GH's movement to get both the bounty runes on bottom, plus both the outposts. The 6k advantage that Alliance have got, like, they had 12,000, 12,500 net worth, 15,000 in the experience advantage. They're holding it, but only just.
Yeah. Not for sure good to see that we can hold it.
There's more? Can you do this by yourself? Drive, Minotaur Horn. Heads all the way home. Doesn't look like he wants that.
Yeah, we have quite a lot of gold on our heroes as well. It is a little bit off for us to go right now, I think.
Ricky's still trying to finish up something that's rather expensive.
Yeah, but you're like...
Once you can finish the nullifier.
You're less than 1,000 gold away from BKB on...
FNG pulled him up. He's going to BKB right now if he's going to survive. Caught inside the smoke screen, gets the BKB off, and will just TP away to safety, but no, you've got a stun available. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, Curse is out. Maybe Winter Wyvern can protect himself. No, he can't. There's enough magical damage from Weeha to...
a huge part of that was the fact that Ricky had a GD in bottle. In the bottle earlier.
Dyer's doing that throw.
Buyback only from the VS. Now Fortify up as well with no need to profit. Oh, that deep jump. Baby, he just goes all the way in, then mantas and then blinks back out again to safety. But he at least gets the double buybacks from the course they wanted. Another quick blink away from the Ricky, just able to continuously dodge these magical pop burst damages Weeha are searching for. And it's time to buy out Weeha.
The inevitable.
Get the Aeon disc completed. Yeah, he doesn't actually. He's got buyback available, so buyouts for the other three.
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused by how everything here plays out, because I'm just not sure. Maybe Nigma could not take the fight either way, but I think that when we ganked, we are on top. I think they had a small opening to maybe potentially instantly buy back in the gank and I on top.
Oh, Stampy's coming out. You've already lost Kuro. A quick trick to the trade. Mind Control's in a lot of problems. He's trying to get himself away to save him, but the BKB, now Weeha can give him some extra life as Mind Control tries to TP out, but once again another stun. Weeha is giving all the life he possibly can, keep MC up, but it won't work. Down for 2 minutes thanks to the buyback from previous. And Trevify underneath the tower. Now Nika Baby once again just breaks the attack by blink striking himself away to safety, and GH becomes a new target for Lim, diving almost about all their buybacks, but they may not have enough if the Phantom Lancer goes down. Weeha is back up and trying to fight. Decrepify again, buying more time for Miracle. Now he can doppelganger and get back to his own tier 4 towers. Nika Baby going for his own dive in with the tricks of trade, but S4, a perfect hookstop. He caught out Miracle. Another doppelganger, but again, another silence. Miracle has had to keep running and running, but S4 under the tier 4 towers will be drained. Will finally catch him down, and that should actually be the game. The tier 3 tower has not fallen. Nigma do not have heroes to defend their space anymore. You can take the tier 3, you can take the tier 4, and just go for the GG. And that's exactly what will happen, and the call will come from Nigma. GG.
Well, yeah, that was extremely well executed by us.